My name is Eric Rosenthal. I am the Chief Strategy Officer for Prediction Index. With me here today is Winny.eth, the founder of Q.fun, and Alex Momot, the founder of Peanut Trade. If you guys want to tell us quickly about your companies.
Hi, I'm Winny. I'm the founder of Q.fun. We are a opinion and culture market based on Solana. I am still Winny.eth. Love you, ETH forever, but it's...
Hi all, my name is Alex Momot, and I'm founder of Peanut, and I'm very passionate about prediction markets. We actually build an aggregator, and from my biography, probably most important fact is that I was a participant of Ethereum ICO, and one of the things that I liked in it was not only smart contract thing, but prediction market concept. And here we are in 12 years, now we have a narrative live.
Woo! All right. You know, we don't have a lot of time, so we're going to just get straight to it. Give me the biggest problem that prediction markets solve that you think. Alex, if you want to go with that.
Shaping future.
Shaping the future. Like Vitalik's vision, shaping the future. All right. What do you think?
Consensus.
Consensus, yeah. I think for personally, like in the betting world, I've like been banned from tons of sports books or limited at others. And that culture of like only wanting dumb money and kicking out the sharp money is pretty ridiculous. So I'm excited to have a place where they don't care if you win or lose. They just want to support your action. So I'm really happy with that in the prediction market space. Quickly, if you want to tell us about maybe the culture and opinion markets that you guys have at Q.fun.
Yeah, so essentially we started Q.fun because, well, I've been in crypto for about 8 years. I've been on Polymarket for about 2. And there was nothing for myself. There was nothing for, I mean, there are 4 women that I can see in my peripheral vision. I grew up very natively on the internet. I was Tumblr famous at 14. When I went on Polymarket, I don't really give a damn about American politics or sports or stock prices. There was nothing that I felt that I could intuitively engage in. And I wanted to create a platform that allowed us to, you know, engage in this new layer of the internet, in this public probability layer that didn't previously exist. So that is probably what I think is the most important part of what we're building.
Cool. And Alex, if you could tell us a little bit more about Peanut Trade.
So we are a market-making company, and we're doing things to help people launch their tokens. And recently, probably 1 year ago, we started to think what we can do with predictions. And probably as we have half company doing quant algorithms like prop trading and all of that, like market neutral arbitrage, my first idea was, so, okay, we will have same situation like in 2020 with DeFi summer, when we will have fragmented liquidity, so probably we can do some strategies with it. And based on that, we start doing some trading on Polymarket, and Kalshi, and many other platforms. And now we decided that probably we need to do something with that fragmented liquidity to unite it and to make it work, because even for biggest markets, sometimes it's a problem with liquidity. And probably the aggregation and the opportunity to trade in one place with all of the market liquidity will be the best idea.
I feel that. And I'm going to get you a last question, if we can. Or maybe if we have more, I don't know. We're finding out live here how much time we have. If we want to talk a little bit about like the ethics. Alex is from Ukraine, and about the ethics of certain types of markets and how you know, betting on wars and how you live that in Ukraine.
Yeah, so exactly 4 years ago here on ETHDenver in 2022, like few weeks before full-scale invasion, I thought that probably it should be something with the prediction market concept that could stop the war. And it wasn't. So it was a problem for me to do something except just a short crypto because it's going to be war, so I was sure that it's going to start. And now, probably, if we will have a little bit more liquidity, but I think that during next years, it still be possible. If we will create a bet, so let's say 100 tanks or 10 planes will be burned today by the armies that want to invade, it could stop the war. And I think it's not about ethics because it's just a projection of real life with some instruments that you could use to make something. So it's not exactly a problem that we discussed before about is it good or not. It's more about how you can use the existing instrument, like with knife on the kitchen or for something bad and so on. And same for now, like when we have on Polymarket, there are markets about will Kyiv municipality will be bombed today. So I still betting on that just to take profits from it and to put on Moscow coup. And in such a way, like Russian army creates a problem for Kremlin. And I think that this kind of instruments and mechanics and like synthetics positions on anything, it's really great. And I'm very passionate that prediction markets gives us that opportunity.
And Winnie, I know you have a slightly different take of what you allow on your platform, if you want to talk about that.
So when I started looking at especially like permissionless markets, I was on one of the ones that came out of Alliance now. I won't name them, but the first market that I saw that was created was, will Greta Thunberg get killed by ISIS? And the fact that we, as an industry, as degenerate crypto natives, are creating these markets, it literally, as someone who's also built products, I was previously the founder of Chipped, and just my belief is that we need to be creating products seriously that go towards the masses. And seeing all of these heavily funded, prediction markets, opinion markets, especially permissionless ones that are created by, everyone in this freaking room, and we're creating such heinous markets, it's deeply unserious that it's so freaking serious that there is no reason for the real world to take us seriously in any matter of the world. And I have always loved this industry. I've been here for 37% of my life, and I care very deeply about making it legitimate. So when it came to looking at building these permissionless platforms, these permissionless prediction markets and opinion markets, I think there's a great weight on our shoulders with regards to ethics to make sure that we are building a platform that your mom, your sisters, your cousins, people who aren't native and don't understand how bad this industry can get with, the racist meme coins and all of that. There's a reason this industry is flopping. Like, let's be freaking serious here. And it's because a lot of the industry is just flat out freaking redacted. And we really have a cross to bear. That means creating platforms that have correct moderation while still being permissionless. And that is what I really truly believe in with Q. Yes, you can create permissionless markets, but there is moderation. You can't create terrorism. You can't create markets on terrorism. You can't create markets on war. And I understand there's a level of insurance to that. Like, there is manifestation markets. There is all of that kind of like what you were saying, you can hedge your bet about whether something's going to happen. And I look at that from even a brand perspective of you can hedge against a campaign that you put out flopping. But it's like, this is really serious. If you are creating bets about whether someone's going to die or something really terrible is going to happen, it's not funny. It's a really serious thing. I've come from, I'm the first person in my family to not join the military. And that is something that I care very deeply about because I don't like war. And this all plays into the ethics of building these kinds of platforms and seeing how there are hundreds and hundreds of prediction markets being spun up every day, coming out of some of the biggest accelerators in this industry. And it's embarrassing. It's really, really embarrassing, the lack of ethics that I'm a female founder in this industry full of men. And all of these markets are being created by men, all these platforms being created by men. There's a distinctive lack of empathy that I think is so troubling and that we actually have to get over if we want to have any realm of seriousness going forward. And it's something that I took upon myself to be like, I want to create this in a way that we can take to the general public in a really serious way because it's not being seen to.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And I think the key word there is, for me, is culture. What is the culture of our industry and culture of prediction markets? And if it is just a negative, sometimes hateful culture, it's harder to get the widespread general public on board. Are we going to see, from the news, podcast, social media, are people going to use prediction markets to be honest about the world, or are they going to ignore them because if there's you brought up like a racist meme coin, those things bring so much negative attention to our culture in crypto and in prediction markets that we have to bring bring things in a positive light, and I think you're doing that with Q.Fun. And Alex, if you want to talk a little bit more about the culture of prediction markets and where you see things going.
Yeah, I think that it's great if you can somehow shape the future, not in terms of some popular events like we have now, like presidential elections or something, because the original popularity of Polymarket was because of elections. It's because probably nobody beforehand, it was no possibilities for regular people somehow influence on something. They thought that it's fake, it's broken, so probably they can do and they can influence on the actual politics with some bets. And I think that next we will have not actually politics or geopolitics events, but something closer to the everyday life for them. Even like instead of insurance, because nobody really wants to pay for insurance, but it's much more fun to bet if it will be a plane will be late or something like that. Or you can do something like with the cultural events that is much more, how to say, more kind for people, not all of that evil markets on Polymarket right now. And I think that it's gonna be like everyday life with some very convenient instruments, how you can influence on something around you, not far away in some countries in other part of the globe, but something that could support you or your neighbors or your family. And I thought a lot of ideas from my friends how it could be done. I still thinking if it will be possible or if it will be popular, because it's more, we need to solve the liquidity problem for Polymarket and a lot of smaller markets right now to make that possible, because otherwise it will be like $1 and nobody will use it. But I think during next months or years we will have it, because the speed of development of everything in predictions is like old crypto days, like in 2020 for DeFi or something like that. So probably next year or this year in the end, we will see a lot of new concepts. And basically, you here represented one of the concepts, and it's going to be great.
Do you see liquidity being fragmented from every different prediction market, or do you think there's going to be a way to combine them all together, whether you're a small market or a big company like Polymarket or Kalshi?
Yeah, sure. I think it's going to be something like we are building with aggregation. I think it's going to be some terminals, bots, and everything, because nobody really want to try to make a bet. So when I tested my strategies and my ideas, I reduced the size of the bet from $1,000 to 100, because otherwise it was not possible to check the idea. And it's very strange because, it's like old times, like 2013 in crypto, when it was just one exchange or two exchange available for everybody to trade. So here, same situation. It should be some kind of aggregation. It should be something like curation of rewards or some incentive for market makers. And as a peanut, we introduced market making for small projects so they can have liquidity, and it somehow could help their users to trade, because otherwise, when it's a lot of projects, like I don't know how many, it's hundreds of prediction markets now, but it's not enough users and liquidity for that. So I think this problem will be quite big for the industry for next 1 year or two.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. We are running out of time here, so if we can get your final thoughts, Winny, and then Alex after that, and we'll go.
Oh, my final thoughts on prediction markets?
Yes, let's go.
I truly believe this is where the world is going. 37% of Gen Z are currently engaging in prediction markets. It's where we're getting our news. It's the way that we're engaging with media. And I think everyone who's just trying to build off the Polymarket and Kalshi model is such a closed-minded viewpoint of it. Everyone is either trying to build on Polymarket and on top of Kalshi and looking at like liquidity models. There's aggregation, but there is distribution aggregation. But there's also like so many different mechanics that we can use for liquidity. Everyone's trying to do market makers, but then there's like one thing I'm really excited about is pari-mutuel markets, which is something that's completely underexplored right now. And it's what we're doing with Q. We're looking at like bonding curves on pari-mutuel markets. I think we are so early in the way that we're looking at the mechanics of everything that we shouldn't be limiting ourselves by building on Polymarket and Kalshi. We have two big players right now. There is room for thirds, there's room for seconds, there's room for like so many more things. Even like like aggregators, whatever, but the way that we are looking at the mechanics is the same way that crypto always does. It's copy, copy, copy. Once we find one thing that works, we stop innovating. And I think the exciting thing for me right now is the innovation that can happen with these mechanics. So that's what I'm really excited about.
Well, if you're ever looking to find new projects like Q.Fun, like Peanut Trade, that's what we do at Prediction Index. We're the place where you hopefully discover the world of prediction markets. And by the way, our annual report is coming out next week. We tracked over 250 projects, over $120 billion of trades, and we'll be coming out with the first, full annual report, 57 pages on everything there is in the world of prediction markets. But to your point, I think this is just the beginning. I would say prediction markets have already won versus everything else. People don't realize it yet. They are the Netflix to the Blockbuster that existed before. And a lot of people don't know that's already happened, but the game is over. No one's going ever again to go rent their movies at Blockbuster, and no one's ever going to traditional sports books or the traditional way of doing things anymore. Prediction markets are here to stay, and they will become victorious, and they already are. Alex, your final thoughts?
Well, I think that crypto trading is broken. Just recently I read something about you should have $500 of profits on pump fund to be in top 0.1% of all users. And in prediction markets now it's 10%. And it's not about the trading or profits. It's something that is more fair or more efficient. And the risk limit is much smaller. There are no liquidations or something like that. So I think based on these mechanics, it could be something more. So my final thought is just let's try to build something valuable and something that will make world better.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to our talk on prediction markets, and we really appreciate
Thank you.